Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Ron McKenzie-Lefurgey. You guys know all about Sonic by now. You may well know way more than you'd ever like. But what if he came up against Thanos? Let's look into it. Also, slight spoilers for Infinity War, but it's really slight. If you enjoy this video, let us know by throwing us a thumbs up down below. And if you want more, check out our video on the alternate versions of Sonic. But before you do that, get ready, it's time for Sonic vs. Thanos. So, Sonic vs. Thanos. If you've seen Infinity War, you'll know that the Mad Titan is one bad dude. While Thanos might just look like a big lumbering brute, he's actually incredibly gifted both physically and mentally. He was born naturally enhanced thanks to his deviant syndrome, and he further enhanced his own abilities with science. This gives him superhuman strength, speed, durability, and reflexes, as well as energy manipulation. Now you might think, Sonic couldn't even scratch Thanos, he's way too strong. And you might be right. Sonic in his normal form may well be unable to do any real damage to Thanos even without any Soul Stones, although an argument could be made for his Spin Dash doing something. However, if Sonic collects 7 Soul Emeralds, which are kinda his Infinity Stones, Sonic can upgrade himself to Supersonic. This boosts his abilities, lets him travel faster than light and therefore travel through time. It gives him special Chaos abilities and makes him nigh invulnerable. It's no Infinity Gauntlet, but it would certainly allow Sonic to have a decent chance at winning the fight. Obviously, much of this fight would depend on which of the Infinity Stones Thanos has, if any, as well as whether or not Sonic was powered up. So in this video, I'll look at 4 different matchups with different setups and see who would come out on top in each. Let's start with regular Sonic versus regular Thanos. No gems of any kind. This matchup would probably be quite one-sided. While Sonic's speed is impressive, Thanos has highly enhanced reflexes which could probably keep up with Sonic. And even if he can't quite keep up, his strength and durability, especially if he was wearing his armor, would allow him to brush off pretty much any attack Sonic could muster. And one hit from Thanos would be the end of Sonic. Thanos wins this one. Moving on to Supersonic versus regular Thanos. If Sonic went super, he would wipe the floor with a base Thanos. His speed alone would probably be enough to pull an easy win, but if you add to that the reality manipulation and chaos abilities of Supersonic, this matchup becomes even more one-sided. He could even just go back in time and kill Thanos when he was on the can. Assuming Thanos poops. Does Thanos poop? He probably poops. But that's not important, the bottom line here is Supersonic wrecks Thanos without stones. Next, Supersonic versus Thanos with various Infinity Stones. Here's where things start to get interesting. Sonic's Super State has rather similar powers to some of the stones. It increases his power like the Power Stone, it lets him teleport like the Space Stone, it lets him change reality like the Reality Stone. It's pretty sweet. Not only that, but his light speed movement could allow Sonic to give Thanos a deadly smack before the Mad Titan even had a chance to use any of his stones. However, if Thanos had time to use a gem or two, things would not look so good for Sonic. If he used the Time Stone to stop or slow Sonic, he'd be a sitting duck. If he used the Reality Stone to turn him into a newt, he'd be a sitting newt. If he took his soul with the Soul Stone, turning him into a soulless husk, he'd be the sitting US president. I'm so funny. Bottom line here is, if he can beat Thanos before he uses a stone, Sonic wins. If not, it's anyone's game. Finally, it's the big boys, Supersonic versus full Infinity Gauntlet Thanos. In this case, many might be inclined to assume that Sonic would be totally outclassed and Thanos would just snap his fingers and kill him. But that might not be the case. In the Sonic comics, Sonic was able to defeat Mammoth Mogul when he had the nigh omnipotent power of 12, count 'em, 12 Chaos Emeralds, transforming into Master Mogul and improving his reality warping abilities to the point where they seem to be similar to those of Thanos. And Sonic was able to eventually defeat him, which could imply that he might actually have a chance in this matchup. However, Sonic had help from his friends against Mogul and still barely won, so I think it's safe to say that Thanos would probably come out on top in this case. So coming back to our question, can Sonic beat Thanos? Well, the answer is yes, under certain circumstances. Sonic would need to be in Supersonic form for sure, since his normal form would likely be too slow and too weak to take on even base Thanos. But in Super Mode, he could probably take on Thanos either with or without the stones. Of course, this is my personal opinion, but I've never been wrong about anything ever, so my word is pretty much gospel. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please smack that thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Gaming for more videos. This one might be a bit controversial, so make sure to check out the comments section to see what's going on down there. I look forward to some civil discussions that totally won't devolve into name calling because you guys are better than that. Also check out our Top 10 Sonic playlist if you want to see more videos like this. Until next time, I'm Ron McKenzie-Lefurgey with Top 10 Gaming. Later, gamers.